Hello. All right, you guys, if you read my title of my live, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks for aging backwards. So my name is Lauren, I'm 43 years old. I love teaching easy makeup tips and tricks to make you feel good again as we age. Our skin is different, right? So different tricks are needed as we age. So jump on, say hi, happy Friday, we made it. We made it. I don't know about you, but it's been a long week, so I'm really glad to be here. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a lot of different products today. I wanna give you options. I want you to see that you can basically go to your makeup drawer, whatever you have, hi Leslie, and you can go and find something that's gonna work, and you can use these tips today and walk away and go try a different way with your makeup, and maybe you're gonna see like, oh, I do like to add that into my routine. So we're gonna start with one of my biggest questions, and that is how to contour, because I get that question a lot. I have on foundation, I have on a little bit of concealer, I have on bronzer, and I have blush. So I don't have any contour on. And the reason I don't have it on is because I want you to just see, I look fine, like my skin looks really good. But one thing, as we age, we start losing the dimension in the skin, right? So we kind of get like natural shadows in the face where we don't really want them as we age. So smile lines, jowls, things like that. And so using contour can kind of change the way that our face kind of looks, and it can kind of lift everything up. Hello, Maria. Okay, so I'm gonna show you just easy contour placement and why we use it. So I'm gonna use, this is the stick I'm gonna use. This is a contour stick. I've actually had so many of you guys asking me to try out different products. I use Saint Cream makeup. So really quick, if you do want to color match, when I post this, you can comment match at any time. This is my cream makeup. If you have Saint, you can use the contour, but I'm gonna use some different products just because I've been asked a lot in my DMs to try new things. So with contour, the best way to pick a contour, if you pick a contour that is not the right color, it can actually age you. So this is really important, okay? You wanna look at your eyebrow color and then the roots of your hair. That's gonna be the best contour color for you. So I have very ashy eyebrows, okay? When you're picking a contour color, you wanna pick something that's more ashy. So let me show you the difference. A lot of people you might see online are using more of a bronzer like this color. See how that's warmer? Versus something that's a little bit scary, but more cool toned, okay? So you wanna reach for something more cool toned. Why? Because it's gonna give a natural shadow to the face. If you're using something warm, it's just gonna give you a sun-kissed look. Hello from Miami, hello. Okay, so when you're contouring, you don't need to put contour all over the face. You do not need to do that, okay? You wanna use your face as a roadmap. So when I contour, I'm gonna contour my face for the masses for the most part. There's lots of other tips and tricks with contour, but we're not gonna do it too much. We're gonna do it real basic today. So when you're contouring, the first place, and I'm gonna just move my hair back. Hello. I'm gonna move my hair back. Okay, when you're contouring, one of the biggest places that we lose volume and that we lose gravity kind of pulls everything down is our cheekbones. We lose that as we age, okay? I still have a lot of fullness here, but I wanna kind of accentuate this area and make it look more pulled up because we lose that, right? We're not 20 anymore. So what you're gonna do is you're going to find your cheekbone, okay? Very easy to find your cheekbone. A lot of us are used to that fish face right here. This is like a dark hollow on a lot of our faces, but if I was to place contour here, what that's gonna do, right, is bring my face down. I wanna actually lift. So I'm gonna go a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find my cheekbone. And when you find your cheekbone, it's gonna round down. You can kind of round down. That's gonna be too low. You're gonna round up. That's too high. We wanna have a space right here of brightness. So really, you wanna be right on the prominent part of the cheekbone, okay? And for most people, it lines up somewhere around the edge of your ear or a little above. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? So I'm just gonna take my contour and I'm just gonna draw a little line from the prominent part of my cheekbone to the edge of my eye. Now, if you noticed, I didn't make that line going downwards because I don't want it to go down. That's gonna bring everything down. I want it to go kind of like in an upward swoop because I wanna bring it upwards, okay? And when you're blending, we'll talk about that too. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. Now, I'm using a darker contour than I normally would because I wanna show you just what that looks like. I would go a little bit lighter when I'm just like every day. okay? But if I want it a little more dramatic, you can go a little darker. Okay, my cheekbones, that's it. Now, if you go and you put your contour on and it's like not even, that's okay. We're gonna blend it out. So it's kind of just like getting the kind of in the area placement. So don't be hard on yourself if you don't feel like you know exact placement. As long as you're in that area, we're gonna be fine. Okay, now, if you want to put contour on your forehead, the only reason you're gonna need contour on your forehead, hi Mandy, is because you wanna bring your forehead down. You want to reduce the size of the forehead. Okay, so if you have a smaller forehead, you're gonna skip this step. This one is not for you. If you want to reduce the size or recede, then we are going to contour the forehead, okay? Rule of thumb, easiest way to figure out how to contour your forehead. We're gonna stay away from this area of the face. So if you see people that are like putting their contour like this, that's fine, but if you are hollowing here, which happens as we age, you do not want to put a contour here. That's going to make everything look more hollowed. We want to make this area look plump, which we'll talk about in a little bit, how to do that. But we want to leave this alone because we don't want to make us look more Skeletor, right? We're already losing the volume in the face. So rule of thumb, take your two fingers, your two pointer fingers, and wherever your arch is. Now, you might be aging and your arch isn't like it used to be. I don't really have a huge arch, but I can kind of guess where it is. So kind of right, like at the pupil of the eye, you're just gonna take your two fingers and you're just gonna kind of hold them up there. Now, between these two fingers is where I wanna place my contour. This is gonna be a really good rule of thumb of where your contour can be placed. So I'm just gonna take my stick and I'm just gonna make a little line. Okay, now it's right next to my hairline. Why? Because as we age, we're receding. Our hairline, a lot of us are receding. This is gonna provide a shadow, so it looks like we don't have a receding hairline. So makeup is all about like tips and like kind of playing with shadows to give the illusion that what we're trying to fix really does look fixed, if that makes sense, okay? So cheekbones, forehead. Now let's talk about jawline. Biggest thing I see with jawline, people are going on to the face. And if you do that, it's gonna look really dirty. We don't wanna look dirty, right? We wanna look like we have that sharpened jawline that we used to have. And if you guys have questions at any time, like seriously ask them, that's what I'm here for. But what we're gonna do, I like to kind of take my finger like a hook and kind of push underneath that jawbone. Okay, so if you go under that jawbone and up to that ear, that's where you want to be placing that contour. If I come on the face, it's just going to look like a dirty shadow, and that just shortens the face as well, which most of us aren't trying to shorten our face. There's definitely times that some of us are, but for this purpose, we're not going to talk about that too much. So you're going to contour. I'm gonna show you a couple tricks with this, okay? So we're gonna contour. If you are not trying to fix anything but kind of like this loose skin, you're gonna contour from ear to ear underneath the jawbone. Now, if you have jowls, you're going to contour from the edge of your ear, under the jawbone, to where the jowl sits. So you can see I have more of a jowl probably on this side, but I'm getting one here. So we're going to stop here. We're not gonna put contour there. If we put contour here on the jowl, it's going to make it look more jowly. It's gonna look more hollowed. It's gonna look more pronounced. So you're gonna leave that alone, and you can put a little bit here, but you really wanna just leave that alone and go from the jowl back to the ear. That's where the contour will go. If you're trying to eliminate a jowl, you can put some kind of brightening. Oh, good, I'm glad you did, Faith, okay. You can put some kind of brightening here. So if you have a concealer, this, I'll show you this in a little bit. This guy is amazing for just getting a lightening effect. So anywhere you brighten, you're gonna plump forward. Anywhere you put contour, you're gonna pull back. And you can see how my jowl is kind of already kind of hollowing inwards? If I put something there and accentuate it that's dark, it's just gonna look pulled back more. So we wanna plump that out, okay? So that's jowls. And then if you have a lot of loose skin here, maybe that's an area that bothers you, you can take your contour and bring it down in a triangle shape here. So you still would come up from ear to ear, but you're gonna bring it all the way down here. So you're making a shadow, and what does that shadow do? It pulls backwards, okay? So let me just kind of show you. I'm gonna actually do it like I have gels, because I do, I'm starting to get them, and I get that question a lot, so I'm just gonna show you. And I'm actually gonna just take my finger on the stick and warm it up. I don't want to apply a ton. That's the other thing. When you're applying makeup underneath the jawline and you put too much on, you're going to have this really dark line, and we don't want that. We want it to just look like a nice shadow there. So sometimes just using your finger or a brush, which I don't have, makes it look more natural. So I'm going to just stop right there. So see how I just created a shadow right there? Now I will blend that out, I promise. But creating that shadow right here where my hand is where a lot of us lose that volume too. And so just really making sure you've got the contour right there is going to give you that stronger looking jawline that we lose as we age. And then I'm just going to put a little bit right here. So if you're watching now, I am just kind of doing jowls. So if you have a jowl, this could be for you. Okay, so there's my contour. Then I'm just going to take something like this. This is called the tinted. I've done a lot of videos with this. I really like it. It's really good for plumping. I'm gonna go right on to the jowl, like that. Because bright is gonna bring forward, okay? So then I'm just gonna blend that out. See how that looks more plump? Like, I'm not gonna get rid of a jowl, okay? You're not gonna, makeup is not, I don't care what anybody says. Because there's a lot of claims online. Makeup is never going to erase features on your face unless you go get cosmetic type situations done. Botox, you can do fillers, things like that. If you're just trying to get the illusion, makeup is great. But when I talk, you can still see my jowl. When I don't talk, it looks a little bit more plump. So you can kind of play with that to get the brightness you want. See how that's plumping it out? Hopefully you can see on this camera. It's creating that illusion, okay? So it's all about creating illusion, but when you move your face is going to move unless you've chosen not to have it moving, and then it won't move, okay? All right, so I'm gonna blend this out. Okay, so I've done my jowls, I've done that, and then I'm just gonna come here, and I'm gonna blend downwards. Like this. Okay. I'm trying not to move my face on purpose so you guys can kind of see that illusion. See how that creates just a little bit more plumpness. Obviously when I talk, I have no Botox or anything there. I have no fillers, nothing. So you're still gonna see that. But if I was to just look at you straight on, I have a nice straight jawline. My jowls look a lot more plump, and then I've got that jawline there. So that's just a good, easy trick. Okay, what is the exact product? So this is it's by Tinted. Where did I put it? I don't know what it's called, but you will see it. I have it linked in my LTK. If you're not following me on LTK, go follow me there. I link everything there, but I have it on there. If you search Tinted on my LTK, it will come up. And then when I post this, I'll try to link this as well. This is a good stick. I'm gonna show you how to lift your face with this too in here in a minute, okay? Let's blend out the contour. I'm gonna show you nose contour really quick too. Okay, so when you're blending out your contour, okay, you wanna use something, you can use more of a fluffy brush if you want. You can use something that's a little more dense than this fluffy brush, whatever you have more control with. I'm gonna use this one. This is the blush and bronzer brush from Saint. This one right here is a great brush too. It's BK Beauty 111. I have a code for BK Beauty as well. But when you are blending out your contour, you wanna make sure that you're blending at the edge of the contour up to the temple, and as you're blending up to the temple, you're now going to blend up towards the eye. That's what's gonna give the illusion of that lifted look. So remember I had on my bronzer and my blush, one of the biggest questions I get is where does everything go? They're all married, okay? So if you think of like you're married, you're joined together. You're joined together. There's no like one or the other. So it all kind of just marries, but because they're all different kind of in what they do, you're gonna see the lift, okay? Thank you. You are so sweet. That's so kind. Okay. Can we see? Like, look at that lift. Just so easy, okay? So I'm just blending it out. Now, when you blend out your contour, no line. We do not want a line. If you have a line, we're all gonna know you contoured. We don't wanna know you contoured. We want it to look like this natural shadow. So you're just literally going to, I'm gonna do it with this other brush so you can just see the difference. You are just going to blend it up, and you want to have just the shadow of like naturalness. So don't overblend, don't get scared and blend it all out, but you wanna have, you can see I have a bit of a shadow there that's just giving me a natural lift. When you're doing makeup, think natural. Think natural. You do not want to have lines on the face, or we're all gonna know that you're doing it, right? Which we don't. We wanna make people think like, wow, she's looking amazing for her age, right? Okay. So now I'm going to go up here on my forehead, and I am blonde, so I am pulling my hair back. The reason being is I want to get right up to my hairline. So depending on how big your forehead is, how much you want to recede your forehead, if I wanted to recede my forehead a lot, I'm going to bring this contour down. If I just want to keep it up here and just give it an illusion of a shadow, then you're going to kind of keep it in this area. So I'm just going to blend that into my hairline. If you have a receding hairline, this is a great trick for you. You're just gonna brush that into the hairline. And I know this looks super dark, but when I'm putting it on, hopefully you can see it's not super dark at all. Creams are gonna blend out really nice and they're super forgiving. Okay, just like that. So you can see if I brought that even down farther, it would give me the illusion of a smaller forehead. Okay, so there's that. Easy. Okay, let's do 2 more contour tricks. Lips, if you want a little bit of a bigger lip. I'm just taking my contour on my hand, and I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna keep it right on the edge. I'm away from the edge, sorry. I'm gonna keep it right in the middle of the lip. Can we see just like how that made such a difference? I have the tiniest lips possible, okay? I don't have any filler in them. Nothing. I have no lip. So I don't usually I feel like sometimes I look funny because I'm not used to having lips. But when I put this contour on, you can just see it gives that illusion. This is from Beauty Society. I have a discount code for them as well. So I will put all the information when I put this video on my page. So make sure you're following me if you're not, okay? All right, so then, see how that just gives a little bit of the illusion of a bigger lip. Now, if I had my brush, which I didn't bring, one, I could even contour even more and push the lip up, okay? I'm just not doing that. I just wanna keep it really natural. Okay, sticks are easy, right? Because they're easy to control. If you wanna contour your nose, you're gonna look straight down. Can you see the natural shadow of my nose right here? So there's lots of ways to contour your nose. I'm gonna show you a very easy way, and the masses, most people can contour this way. So you're gonna kind of tilt your nose down, and right on the edge of the nose where that shadow is where you're going to put the contour. Now, if you put your contour out here, look at that. You can see, me just pretending there's a contour line, it makes my nose look so much wider. So you wanna be thinking let's get it in as tight as we can. And just lightly, look, I'm not putting much on, right? But I'm gonna create that shadow. So I'm gonna start just right on that shadow. I'm gonna bring it up to my eyebrows. And I'm keeping it in really tight, okay? I wanna keep my nose looking like it's slimmer. Now, if you have a smaller nose, you can go out wider. I don't wanna do that, okay? So now I'm gonna come right here. Same thing. If you want a button nose, I'll show you really quick what you can do. We're just gonna keep it really in. I'm right on top of my nose, okay? Can we see just that natural shadow? Nothing crazy. You don't have to be crazy with a nose contour. Now, if I wanted a button nose, I could take my contour and come right here and make a bit of a line, but I'm just keeping it really simple, okay? Then you can take the same tinted one I had, or if you're using Saint, use their brightening highlight, and just bring it right down the center of the nose in between that contour. I'm just gonna blend it out. It's so easy. Sometimes we make makeup so complicated, and it really is so easy. Okay, and just blend it out with your finger. You don't even need a brush. Creates that easy illusion, right? We can all do this. You can do this. Okay, let me take a drink of my coffee. All right. That's contour. Now let's talk about lifting our face really quick. I was gonna go into eyeshadow and all the things, but I've been on this for so long, I'm not gonna do that with you guys. I'll do it next week, okay? I'll do it on Monday. I try to go live on Mondays, sometimes Fridays if it's going well. The highlight is phenomenal. And it's not super expensive. And a little goes a long way. I've had this forever, okay? Like I said, go to my LTK store. It's a link in my bio and you can find it. It's awesome. Okay, so now that I have my contour on, now we're gonna brighten. So we've receded, we've added shadows to the face, but now we're gonna actually brighten the face, okay? This is so easy with this stick. So this is the tinted stick, okay? I don't remember the real name of it. It's just by Tinted. And I'm gonna start with a couple of different places on the face. Should I just do, maybe I'll just do one side and show you, okay? So I'm gonna start, here's my contour and my blush and my bronzer, and I'm kind of just gonna go at an angle down. So here's the edge of my ear, and I'm gonna go downwards to the edge of my eye. Oh, I'm so glad this was helpful. I'm really hoping that you guys are gonna get something from this, okay? I'm also gonna go from the edge of my lip, pointed up towards here. So I'm gonna create the illusion of a lift, okay? I'm also gonna come right here and go up just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then I'm gonna come up from the edge of the eye to the temple. If you notice where I'm placing all of these kind of like brightening colors, it's where we hollow as we age, right? A lot of us lose plumpness here. We have a jowl, we have areas here that lose that plumpness. Here, the reason we're doing it right here is I want to create a lift, the illusion of a lift after I've put darkness there, and right here is where we hollow. You can also take just a little bit right here. I don't suggest a ton, especially if you have a lot of hollowness right there, you can kind of use this to plump it up. Now, you can use a brush, you can use your finger. I don't even think I brought my under eye brush. Did I? No, I did not. I'm gonna use this brush. This is the buff brush. You can use anything. You can use your finger, okay? Don't think you can't wear makeup because you're like, I don't have a lot of brushes. You can wear makeup. Okay, so we're just gonna start and blend that upwards. Like that. Bring this up. You can bring it kind of into that area. If you have smile lines, see how that's starting to just give that plumpness. Look at the difference already. This one, I'm just gonna kind of blend this downwards. I love the tinted stick too, because especially if you travel a lot, it's really nice because it does so many things. I love traveling with products that do a lot of different things because you don't have to bring as much with you. Okay, and then we're just gonna come right here and blend upwards, really get into that hollow, okay? Especially if you're hollowing as you age, really get up there. Now, if I had eyeshadow, this would also lift it, but can you see the difference? Look at this. Look at the lift I'm getting on this side compared to this. It's crazy. I'm just gonna take my finger and bring that down. It's brightening. Look at the difference in the brightening. Look at the lift from one product. It's crazy. So I'm gonna leave you with that. That was a lot of information. I hope that was helpful. I will link everything. So like I said, these are really great sticks. I love the bronzer. This is a contour. There's also you can get them as like a foundation stick, things like that. These are great. They're refillable too. I didn't show you this, but look at this. You can take it out and then you just refill it. So they're really cool. I have a discount code for those as well. You can get a free color match through their website, and then just let me know when you've done that, and I will I'll send you over my code for a discount. But I will link everything. If you guys have any questions, ask me. I would love to help you. Hopefully you learned 2 simple tricks, playing with light and dark, and how easy it is once you figure out how to play with light and dark and use your face as that roadmap, how you can really get like such a different look to the face, and you can kind of like play with different angles and things like that. So it's pretty darn cool. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. We have homecoming this weekend, so my daughter's going and I'm super excited. It's her first homecoming, so we're gonna be doing all the fun things, but I wanted to make sure and just jump on, give you some fun tips and tricks. And when I post this, if you guys have any questions, like I said, go ahead and ask me. If you wanna get color match for Saint makeup, which I have on as well, I do free color matches. You can comment match and I'll get you all set up. But thank you guys for your support. Thanks for being here, and I hope you have the best weekend.